Hey everybody, this is Beast Coast Live. It's Tuesday night. This is the place to be. We got a good show coming up tonight. We're going to have an interview later on musclegels.com. Muscle Gels Facebook page. That's going to have IFBB Pro, Shawn Hektor-Lewis, Noted Bikini Pro, and Pageant Glam Coach. This show is brought to you by IMAG Labs, hey Jacob, and Muscle Gels. Just bringing Mike on right now. My Andrew shed right now. And we have a new product, Brazilian Tight. 2 words I really like, and I really like them together. Use code Goon 15, save yourself some money, and get some Brazilian Tight. Believe it or not, I'm actually wearing Andrew shred now.
Very nice.
Baby. In it to win it. How's your week, Michael?
Can't complain, dude. Let me give a public service announcement real fast, everybody. Go to the doctor. Get your blood work done. Get a physical. Get everything checked. I'm down 17 pounds from like 5 weeks ago, dude. Doctor said, oh, you're going to have a stroke. So I decided living's pretty cool. I might cut the junk food out, do more cardio. Everything's come back to normal. I see a Speedo and a banana hammock in my future soon.
Good. Finally.
Yes. Gotta dust that bad boy off, dude.
I just sold mine for $375 plus shipping.
Good money. Damn good money.
Hey, I'll take it. We got some interesting topics this week. We have the IFBB Portugal Pro. We have Hadi Chopin versus Nicholas, and I'm not even going to pronounce his last name because I can't pronounce.
No.
Hey, Mike, can't pronounce that at all. We're going to call him Nick V. We have some interesting things going on in the world of bodybuilding. Juliana Melican announced she's dropping out of the Olympia. That was on courtesy of the Rosie and Tiger show on Muscular Development. Hey, what's up, Mike? Sadiq has dropped out of the Olympia.
Wow.
Yep. Jose Raymond, this is going to be his last Olympia.
Hard to believe, man.
Dude, this is all like a bunch of bad news. But we do have some good news. The Arnold Classic Brazil is back.
Finally.
Finally. It's going to be on next year. Hey, what's up, Andrea? How are you, hon?
So, Juliana, I read that the other day. Caught me totally off guard. Didn't see it coming at all. Figured this is going to be her 5th win. She was probably locked to win the show. But it's, you know what I mean? It's kind of a catch-22 because as a muscle head, I love the freaky female muscle. I'm a fan of that. You know what I mean? Even the smaller women's physique girls, it took me a minute to get it rolling, but I love that division now. But Juliana was, the queen of that division. She was flawless, essentially flawless. But I don't know if it's what they have to do to compete in that. That's getting to her. If you see her in the off season, she's a lot smaller. She doesn't get big in the off season. So I'm not sure how much, the chemical development had any kind of part in that. But I think that I don't think she's coming back. I don't think you step off the stage from that high of a pedestal to come back, because coming back is always hard. Comebacks don't work once you start missing reps in the gym. And that women's physique class is open, wide open now.
And especially since Juliana isn't. Hello, Parth. Hey, what's up, Phil? Especially since Juliana isn't a kid anymore. Nothing against Juliana. She's beautiful. But she's not 28 years old. So coming back's a
No.
little bit more difficult. Jamie Pinder's also out.
Yeah.
Um,
Danny Reardon's not competing.
Danny Reardon. I mean, it was alluded to that some competitors don't want to deal with the level of conditioning to take it that far, the way that the judge has gone. I know some, from the Rosie and Tiger show, it was kind of brought up. It was one of the reasons why Rosie has taken a break. Yo, Phil,
Yeah.
what's up, kid?
What's up, Phil?
But, like, figure, every few years, I believe that there's a correction. Conditioning goes one way for a while, then it kind of like backs off and goes another.
They throw that out there, and the girls have no idea what to look like.
No.
You have some girls that are continue coming hard, and they're placed lower, and softer girls place higher. But the judging of condition for physique and figure is so inconsistent. You know what I mean? You can't have one girl that's like 5'10", super hard, and a shorter girl like Rosie that's great shape, symmetry. There's got to be some kind of like ideal for what they're shooting for. And the thing is too, like Shanique is her show to lose now. Like really is. Yeah. I mean, that's more pressure on her, but she's got the best physique I've ever seen since Linda Murray. I think she's that good.
She's definitely good. Those delts, that tiny waist. I mean, she's put together. I mean, let's face it.
It's like she's a female Chris Wheeler.
That's a good analogy, a comparison. I mean, I definitely think so.
Listen, man, we have the women's physique that's up for grabs, fitness. Those two shows are going to be like highly contested. You know what I mean? And then figure you don't know who's gonna like Cindy, Latoria, Candace, any one of those three. So even on that side, the women's side of the sport is going to be a good show. Then you got the 212 with Jose doing his last show. Nicholas, and maybe Hottie. I don't know. Who knows?
Derek Lunsford.
Yeah, Lunsford too. I mean, Flex coming back. DH. That's
GH.
Sean Clarita. One of those guys is going to be in the top 5.
How come they don't minimize? Well, everyone should be given the opportunity to compete, Jacob. The same fair opportunity. So when a show comes, you never know who the diamond in the rough is, who's going to be great, who isn't. That'd be like saying, like, we should limit the number of bodybuilders or the number of classic physique guys. It's just not fair.
No, they're pros. You know what I mean? They earn that right, man. You know what I mean? Like, unless it's an invitational show, then the promoters got discretion. But there's so many pros now anyway. There's a ton of pros now. More than we used to know all the pros that would turn pro at the USA Nationals. Now I have no fucking idea.
It's definitely true. I mean, so many guys, don't have a clue. Obviously having a little bit of camera issue at the moment. Trying to build a pyramid over here. I just wanted to get this out of the way. There's kind of an elephant in the room. This is about Greg Valentino, and this is all Mike and I are going to speak on it. It was an honor to have worked with Greg. It was an even greater honor to get to talk to him, meet him, consider him a friend. Greg's a great guy. He's a legend in the industry, and we wish him well, and we know he's going to do well in his future endeavors. So,
yes, sir. Greg's a good guy, man. Like, the fact that he even knew my name is, like, to me is, it's cool. You know what I mean? So best of luck. Awesome dude.
Yeah, awesome dude. He's going to kick ass wherever he goes. So that's all we have to say on that, man.
Perfect.
So now, this is the interesting part. Hottie. As you well know, I'm not that impressed with Hottie's physique.
when you, like I said, the more he competes, the more you'll see the structural issues. What he lacks in like structure, he makes up for in like old school condition.
Oh yeah,
Like he gets granite hard, dude.
oh, he's definitely gnarly. Like he's hard, thick, dense muscle. I mean, I appreciate that. You know, like that Dorian-esque conditioning. I definitely appreciate that. Everyone thinks he's the greatest competitor in the world. I don't see it. Like, I see flaws. To me, his quads overpower the rest of his build, like, significantly. Like, just put him way out of proportion.
When you get somebody like that's new on the scene that comes along real fast, everybody thinks they're the greatest thing ever. It happens every couple years, man. Somebody turns pro or shows up in a great shape. Oh my God, he's going to be Phil Heath. Oh my God, he's going to be Flex Lewis. You got to see them more than once. What's up, George?
Hey,
you got to see him a few times.
Exactly.
So, you got to see him against Flex. You don't even see him against David Henry. You can't anoint this guy 212 champion until you stand with the best of the best. No offense to Nicholas, but that lineup isn't the 212 top six.
Yeah. That's a brutal lineup, and people talk about the Korea show. I myself didn't see Korea going that way. It was just my personal opinion. I had Jose ahead of Hardy there. But that's me. I got a dog in the fight, so I'm probably the poor judge of, in that situation.
Yeah. Jose got better and better after the Olympic. Every show he got better towards the end of the year. And by the time he was in Korea and Kuwait, it was just a freaky fucking look. But like I said, Hadi's got to. First of all, he might not even get to the United States. So that's
definitely speaking about Hadi.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, what are the odds of him? He couldn't get into Canada. Juan Morel got into Canada.
Hadi couldn't. I don't know what he's going to have to hit one, maybe the Arnold Classic Europe or a show in Kuwait or wherever they're having the Grand Prix shows after the O.
Yeah.
I mean, do a 212 show. You know what I mean? Just hop in the 212 there. That way we can kind of see, and you kind of, it's kind of like when Hulk Hogan's going to face Ric Flair. They never wrestled. You always wonder what happened if they would have wrestled. You know what I mean? What's up, John? Jimmy? Hey, Kathleen. So it's just, you can talk, it's all good on paper. You know what I mean? But shows aren't won on paper.
No.
It's day of the show.
Yeah, until you hit game time. I got to tell you, Dexter looks freaking insane now from the pics that I've seen. And the training pics, too. They're not like the perfect lighting.
Yeah, George, that's a good point, George.
Very good point. Most people judge shows from photos.
Most of the arguments on MD are with idiots that say, "Oh, I don't have to be there. They look the same." Hey, Kathleen, thanks for checking it out.
I mean, those are people who've never been to a show.
Ever, dude.
Not even like a local level show.
Yeah, when you're up close, it's mind blowing. The computer distorts the image a little bit. And I think with Instagram and Facebook, people get so used to seeing those images they show in the hotel room or in the gym, that you see them on stage, it doesn't translate. But on stage, up close, in the very first few rows where the judges are, it's a different ballgame, man. It's night and day different.
Oh, completely. Oh, yeah, you were at Gold's, Jacob, weren't you? Jacob was down at Gold's last week. Yeah,
very nice.
Dexter. Yeah, I mean, Dexter's just, right now, his delts and his arms are looking just silly. He's 10 pounds up in stage weight.
People don't realize Dexter's a big dude. Like, he's not small.
No.
He's a big guy. You know what I mean? Like, when you put him on stage next to those guys, I mean, Rami dwarfs everybody, but Dexter, he's got that class. He's got that, like I said, dude, that old man muscle, that grainy old man I've been training for 50 fucking years. Look.
And the other thing about Dexter that I think actually hurts him a little bit is he's pretty fucking perfect.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he's so complete.
Yeah. He set the bar so high for himself that even he's never off. But if he doesn't look like we saw him maybe 3-4 years ago, Dexter's off. But he's 47 years old with ripped glutes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's impressive shit.
That's very impressive. I mean, and I'm kind of bummed out that Flex Lewis is dropping the mic and Jose.
Yeah, the same time, you know.
Same time.
No,
Exactly.
Ashkenani's got a lot. He's got more.
Yeah, Ashkenani was the second coming last year. Now that's gone away.
It does.
Though I got to tell you, with Flex and Jose going out this year, those two are real tight. I think they're going to come in something special.
Oh, it's a given. You go all out, dude. If this is the last time you're doing this, you let your nuts hang. You go all out, balls to the wall, bust your ass, suffer, do what you got to do because it's your last hurrah. This is what they're going to remember you at.
And I know Jose is going to go out. I mean, granted, they're going to be doing some of the Grand Prix shows afterwards. Right. But they both want to knock each other back. I mean, they have that kind of relationship. I mean, which is healthy because they're competitors.
Exactly.
Well, Flex might go to the Open, but this is his last 212, and he's taking next year off. And honestly, with these guys, you know, who knows what DH is going to do.
Yeah.
They're sort of like the last of the founders of the division.
Yeah. Those guys have been around for a long time, man. 202s.
Yeah, I mean, it made it special because those guys were always such a tight unit, man.
Yeah. It's amazing how they at one time got down to 202 pounds.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. The 20 reps at 315.
That was just dumb, man. That was absolutely insane.
Though he's smart, he isn't trying to push sixes right now.
No. At a certain point, man, like all that weight it's for naught. You know what I mean? There's no need at over 40 going balls to wall, heavy duty, you know what I mean, type training.
I don't know.
Nothing positive can happen.
Well, Jacob, I don't think that's career suicide at all. Flex has a special physique, special genetics, and maybe he just wants to train, come back. Maybe he needs a break. He's got a lot going on. He's got arsenal strength and equipment. He's got his own supplement line. Flex is a great businessman. He's like in that Jay Cutler realm of businessmen.
Very good. Does still travels all over the world.
Yep. I mean, he's a great ambassador for the sport. As far as like a career making money wise, I don't think it's suicide at all because now he's going to make more than his one show a year prize money. You know.
He could travel all year. And we see those pictures of Flex like 4 weeks out, he's like 220, and he looks absolutely insane. Mm-hmm. But when he on stage, he loses some of that fullness and that crispness because he's got to suck down. I don't know how that dude makes weight because at 220 he's peeled, like absolutely fucking peeled.
But he also at 212 loses that separation too.
Yeah, the fullness is gone. You can, I mean, they can't fill back out that fast, but the extra muscle and Flex is going to look absolutely insane.
And I agree with what George says. Balls to the wall 20 is still balls to the wall.
Exactly. It's harder than doing a single.
Yep.
20 reps on inclines, 20 rep squats. That shit ain't no joke.
Oh, I had a bit of an incident at the gym today. I was doing.
I do tell.
I was. The AC was having a little bit of problem, and it's brutally hot here. I mean, brutally. Like we're having tornado warnings because it's that hot, like thunderstorms. I did some warm ups. Did 5 sets of Bulgarians with drop sets. Then I did 10 sets of squats. Finished my last set. I got lightheaded, got dizzy, and went down for a minute.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so then like I rallied. I'm like, I got this. Victory of Valhalla. I go to do some leg extensions. Get one set out, wait 30 seconds, get another one because I wanted to keep the blood going. Yeah.
That's a good leg day.
Yeah, that's a good leg day when you throw up on yourself.
Yeah, that's hardcore. That's old school 80s shit.
Actually, well, that's how I want to go out. I legitimately want to like just freaking keel over and die in the gym. And then people
Best way to go, dude.
like, that's what he wanted, man.
Exactly.
Dude, but what else do I want to do? Die in bed? He's taking more clients? Of course he is.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's going to be the best part of Tampa is Nick V.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy, man. I'm like, we're getting the good seats for the 212 prejudging, just so we can be like right up close and like my ego can get destroyed. Yes, Carlos, at the Olympia. Can't wait. We got our tickets, hotel, airfare. I'm counting the days down, man. We're excited as hell to go.
Cocaine and hookers.
Midgets.
Midgets. Donkeys.
There you go. Now it's a party.
See you soon. Okay, this is just a house. This is a housekeeping thing. Andrew, you're gonna have to keep a time check because my clock goes off when I'm off. The interview with Shawn Hektor-Lewis is going to be on Muscle Gel's Facebook page. So that a couple minutes before 8, we're going to end this party on this channel, and I'd love it if everyone would join me over there and see what Shawn has to say.
It'll be interesting. A lightning rod of conversation.
I think so.
So the people on a certain board aren't too fond or happy. But you know, man, listen, man. I don't get bikini, but I can't knock the hustle. It is what it is, man. You make that money, you gotta live, you gotta eat. You know what I mean? If I could talk bikini, I would do the same shit too.
Well, I mean, hey, Shawn, how are you? Well, Shawn's here, so let's see if we can put her on camera.
Can't wait, Carlo. That's gonna be a good fucking time. Oh look, you want me to press it? I see it think 'em up.
I'm trying to figure out how to get Shawn on camera.
Let me see. Hold on.
What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to move. We're gonna have to move this party over to Muscle Gel's Facebook page so that Shawn can come on. Because she's put down as being on over there. Is that okay?
All right.
Shawn, we're gonna go over to the Muscle Gel's Facebook page, and then I can add you on over there. Mike, sign off and see if I can add Shawn on.
All right, cool. Hold on.
Okay. On camera. It's going to take a second. Hey, Shawn, how are you?
Hey.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to do it on the other site, but I don't think I was able to.
Yeah, it takes a minute.
Yeah.
It actually took me a second because our technical director isn't here, and
We figured it out. It worked. It wasn't too bad.
so you're a bikini pro, but more importantly for the industry, you're a pageant glam coach for bikini.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people, being a coach myself, I understand the presentation factor
Yep.
of bikini. I was just watching the show. What was the last show? Was it Chicago?
Last pro show. I think Chicago was the last pro show, wasn't it? I don't even know. There's so many now. I can't even remember now. There's the Patriots Pro was a weekend or so ago. There was a bunch of stuff.
But there was the one where, God, I can't even think of her name now. She just made her return.
Hi, BNC. I see you.
But you can just tell the girls who go out there who get themselves noticed.
Right.
Like, you know, it's not completely about the physique. It's just about how they show.
Right. And well, the thing that people don't understand when it comes to the female aspect of the sport is, yes, all of that goes into it. I try to tell people all the time too, it's nothing I can do is going to help you win a show if your physique sucks. You know, I mean, you could, twist and twirl all you want, but if you're not ready, stage ready or whatever, you're still not going to win. But the opposite is true. I mean, you could have a fantastic physique and not know how to present it, and you will lose for that reason. Whether you just don't know how to pose correctly, you don't have the right color suit or cut of suit, or the right hair or makeup. I know that sounds crazy, but if a girl goes on stage and she looks a hot mess, it's distracting. There's been times where I'm sitting at the judge's table and I'll see a girl walk out, and all I can look at is the fact that she has these bright red lips and like black makeup smeared across her eyes. And that takes away from the entire rest of the physique. When it comes to putting women on stage, it comes down to the entire package, all the compliments of each other. So it's not so much that you have to have the most expensive suit or you have to have the most expensive anything, really. It's just a matter of everything complementing each other. And I've seen girls go out on stages where they're wearing a pro cut suit, but they don't have a pro body for it, and that's distracting. Things like that. You have to have somebody that understands what they're looking at in order to create the right package for you.
The person I was thinking about was India.
Okay.
It was like India. One thing I can say about India is she always has it together.
Yes. India is one of those girls, I've said it before. I think there are lots of girls that tend to have better physiques than India. However, India brings it every time she steps on stage. And you cannot fault the girl because every time she brings her package to the stage, it's the same. And the judges continue to reward it. So she is doing exactly what the judges are telling her to do. And she's one of those girls that when she steps on stage, you can't look at anybody else. So while a lot of people say that she is not the bikini physique or bikini ideal or anything like that, she's one of those people that when she steps on stage, you can't look away. And that's what really draws the judges in. And that's what brings that winning package to the stage. And that's why every time she gets on stage, she does well, because you literally can't not look at her,
Mike just asked, how do you think Ashley's going to do coming back? Ashley K.
Well, she's been doing well. I got to be honest with you, though, the couple shows that I've seen her in, I think she's too hard. I think don't get me wrong, she looks great, but for bikini, I think she's too hard. I think Vancouver, her presentation was 1,000 times better than what she did in Denver. Denver, she looked really rusty. Denver, she just looked like she hadn't been on stage in a while, which was true. But again, she's Ashley. She's one of these girls that you're going to watch her when she gets on stage because she's that 3-time Miss Olympia and everything. I'll be interested to see what she looks like when she gets on the Olympia stage, because I feel like in that lineup, she's going to be too hard if she comes in the way that she's been coming in. I'd like to see her a little bit fuller. I'd like to see her a little bit softer. Her abs are like, you could freaking, I don't know, polish a diamond or cut a diamond on her, or whatever you're going to call it, but she's too hard. So,
yeah.
Soften up a little bit.
Coming in for figure conditioning.
Yeah. right? She doesn't have
Yeah.
a figure of shape at all. She's bikini 100%. But her conditioning is too much, in my opinion, right now. I think she's becoming a little bit softer.
Now, it's interesting what you said about the color of suits, because that's something even I notice. Like,
Yes.
you know, with someone's, they're just coloring, even though under the tan, just because, say, someone like India can pull off a red suit doesn't mean that you can.
Correct. You know, we say that all the time too. A lot of judges and things like that will tell girls like black is not a good color on stage, right? Black is a suit, but India wears black all the time. She can get away with black. I'm one of these girls. I won my pro card in black. You know, there's some girls that can pull it off, but it's a risk. There are a lot of colors out there that are safe. Blues, purples, sometimes green. If you have a yellow undertone to your skin, green's not the best thing sometimes. But usually the darker, deeper jewel tones are always going to be safe. I tell girls not to risk it until they've competed a little bit and they understand how their skin's going to look underneath the lights with the tan and that sort of thing. Some blondes look great in red. Others look washed out. It comes down to how their tan takes, that kind of thing. I'm extremely pale skinned, so when I wear red, it washes me out. It depends on the person.
And excuse me, in the bling, like properly placed bling, great. Some girls look like they're going out there. I mean, I'm just talking about like on the regional and the national level, like they're like a rapper.
Yeah, and well, that's the other thing too. I mean, you can go overboard with the crystalling. I tend to tell girls to kind of stay. If you're going to do a ton of crystals on your suit, they need to kind of match the fabric that you're putting on your suit as well. When you go out there with like the crystal, the clear stones, that actually turns your suit color lighter, and you can look like a disco ball on stage. And again, it just becomes distracting more than anything else. You know, you want your suit to complement your physique and not take away from it, and not be the only thing that you step on stage and see. Like, you don't want to step on stage and just see a suit. You know, you want to see the whole body put together with a suit on it. So, you know, there are girls that can go overboard with that. So, you know, I'm one of these girls. I love bling, love glitter, love big quantum jewelry. I love all that stuff. But you have to do it in a way that is going to, again, accentuate your physique and not take away from it.
I definitely agree. It's almost like hey, what's up, John? It's almost like the cut of different briefs the guys wear.
Yep, absolutely. Just like you said with bodybuilding. I mean, depending on how the cut sits on them, it can kind of detract from their lines and things like that too. Especially with these new classic physique shorts and things like that. I hate those shorts, by the way. They need to be shorter, in my opinion.
Well, they actually.
So
we were talking about that earlier. They're creeping up. They're definitely creeping up.
I know. Well, I see it a lot of times at shows. The expediters will actually go on stage and tell the guys to pull the shorts down, because the guys will start pulling them up when they're trying to do their posing and things like that. And the expediters will go on stage and tell them to pull them back down, put them back down to regulation. So.
Well, that's one of the divisions where you have to make weight, so the guy's going to be lean, so they want to show off.
I know. Well, and again, it goes back to that aspect of being too lean too. So we can talk about, you know, classic physique. I mean, classic physique needs to stay a little bit rounder and fuller and not quite so hard and conditioned as well. I mean, these guys are coming in shredded, don't get me wrong. However, we are in a sport of extremes. And unfortunately, a lot of times those extremes get rewarded. And then what happens is everything just keeps getting pushed up and pushed up and pushed up and pushed up. And that's what I'm saying about the whole thing with Ashley too. While she looks great, and I wish I could get that shredded, in my opinion, it's too much for bikini. It needs to be pulled back. So.
Well, that's something that's going on with women's physique right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
That big debate. It's interesting. And,
well, I mean, it's hard because it puts the judges in a hard position too, because they can only judge what shows up that day. You know what I mean? So I get where the judges are coming from too. I mean, these girls are coming in, and you know, it's a matter of, am I going to reward a girl that's in shape, or am I going to reward a girl that's out of shape? You know, if I'm a judge, that girl may be a little bit too conditioned, but at least she's in shape. I'm gonna reward her because she put the work in. You know what I mean? Versus the girl who you can tell clearly didn't diet as hard. You know, so I get where they're coming from that aspect too. It's a difficult, like, which way do you go? Which direction do you go when the person doesn't exactly fit the criteria, when the people on the stage don't exactly fit the criteria? And I saw a comment come in about bikini being political. I gotta be honest with you guys, it's not. I mean, I sit there and I watch these shows every weekend, and there's a reason why, because I want to see what the judges are rewarding, and there is a very specific look that they are looking for. And I'll be honest, like when I first saw Ashley come back and do Denver, I was a little surprised that she won it because of her conditioning. But when I looked at the lineup, I was like, okay. Even though, in my opinion, she was too hard, she was still the best physique on that stage. So, unfortunately, what happens though is that girls look at that and they think they have to come in hard like that. Then, which is not the case. She just happened to be the best physique that was on the stage that day.
Carlos, you also have to understand, when you're talking about being soft on a professional level, it's different than being soft on the local level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Correct. I mean, let's face it. Some people on the local level,
Yes. I mean, it is what it is. When you're on the local level, all you have to do is give them an entry fee and you're on stage. You know what I mean? When you're on the pro level, you've earned your way there. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So
everybody that's on the pro level deserves to be there, and even the girls that are in that last call out can go and win any amateur show any day of the week. You know what I mean? So when people sit back and critique these pros and stuff like that, it is like splitting hairs. I'm telling you, it's splitting hairs. Like, I see girls, it happened to me in my last show. There were girls that were below me in call outs that had placed top 5 the week before. So it really is splitting hairs when you get to that level. And it's difficult because you do show up with your best package every time. You want to get better every time, but so does everybody else. And like I said, once you get to that point, everybody looks good. Everybody deserves to be there, So.
Well, 2 questions that Mike wanted to ask.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big fan of Janet.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to know why you don't think she doesn't do better more often.
The shape of her glutes. She's
Okay.
gorgeous. She's gorgeous. She's hands down one of my favorite bikini pros. Top to bottom, beautiful. But when you turn her around to the back, she's very glute heavy. And I know that this is bikini. I get it. But it's still about balance. Her last couple packages that she's brought in have been her best. But she's one of those girls that if she comes in too soft, she gets real loose back there. So she has to be really careful, especially because she is so glute heavy. If she comes in a little bit soft, that really shows up. But if she comes in at her best, I really think she's a contender for those top spots. If she comes in at her best, I think that it's hard to beat her. I'm a big fan of Janet. So.
And do you have any opinions on wellness?
Oh, wellness. Well, here's the thing. When I see wellness now, like, I don't think it's a bad look. However, I think that is an off-season bikini look. I see a lot of bikini pros that's what they look like when they're not dieting. So does it belong on a pro stage? Not so sure. I mean,
I'm right there with you.
What's that?
I'm right there with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, I have girls asking me about this. They're like, what is wellness? I don't get it. And like, I'll be talking to some of the girls that I work with, and I'm like, well, it's you right now when you're not in prep. And that's wellness. It's an in-shape bikini girl that's not lean, that hasn't dieted for 12 weeks. I mean, that's really what it is. It's going to be, and it will be very heavily influenced by shorter girls, because obviously just the way that the structure of the body is concerned. Take a girl like me that's 5'9", I can't get quads like that. I'm sorry, it's not happening. It's just not gonna. So.
Trust me, at 6'5", I know the.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, when you're trying to balance your physique, I tell people all the time, like, you guys don't understand. I have more muscle now on the bikini stage than I ever did in figure, and it's mainly because of the height classes. In order for me to be even comparable to the shorter girls, I have to put on a lot more size, and it's very difficult for me to do that and hold it while I'm dieting. So that's always been my struggle. always will be my struggle, because I just end up looking like a string bean if I come in as lean as I can come in. So I go from one extreme to the other kind of thing on stage. I'm either too lean or I'm too soft. It's one or the other. And so I'm trying to find that balance. I feel like this year I've gotten as close as I'm going to get. You know, I am in prep now, and I feel like this is the best that I've been, because I've been very consistent this year. But we'll see how that shakes out on stage. It's a delicate balancing act. I'm telling you, it's when you're 5'9" standing next to girls that are 5'0", you know. So.
Trust me, I'm 6'5", and I'm glad for Classic, because got tired of standing next to 5'7" guys.
Yeah. You know, and in real life, I love being 5'9". I love my height in real life. You know, like I wouldn't want to be shorter, but on the bikini stage, it's just not ideal. It's just not. You know, you rarely see girls over the height of 5'7" do well. Like Casey Samsell, I think, is 5'7", and she's the tallest girl that you'll see in like that top 10 in the Olympia kind of thing. So.
What's your next show?
I am doing the Pacific USA out in San Diego in just under 5 weeks. So.
Ooh, that's close.
Yeah, it's close.
San Diego.
Yeah, I've never competed in California. I've done one muscle contest show before. They do a really good job with their promotions. So I'm looking forward to getting out there. I love San Diego, so I love that. And then after that, I'm actually going up to Sacramento, and I'm going to do Spectrum Fitness, which, again, I've never done Spectrum Fitness either. So I'm really excited about going up there and doing that and checking that out. Like I said, I've never gone – I think the furthest west I've gone has been Phoenix. So I've never gone as far west as California before. So
yeah, it'd be interesting to hit up a show. As far as your coaching, did you coach any pros or your clients NPC?
Yes. So let me clarify that, though. I do not do training and diet. Never have. Never will.
I know.
Don't want to. So I just want to clarify when I say coaching, because I know this has been misconstrued before. When I say coaching, it has to do with posing and presentation. So I work with a lot of training nutrition coaches that don't do the posing and presentation portion of it, or they just know that I'm better at it than they are, kind of thing. So it actually works out really well when I work with these coaches, because they're able to focus on what they're good at, which is that training and diet, nutrition, all that kind of fun stuff. And I'm able to focus on what I'm good at. And yes, I do work with a bunch of pros. I actually do what I call my pro performer giveaway. So what that is I kind of groom girls. So I start them with my company when they're in the NPC. And as they move their way up, if they win their pro card while they're using my suits and my posing, then they automatically win a sponsorship for the rest of their competitive career. So several girls that have done that. I've got 2 this year. Is that right? There was one at Universe, one at Junior USA's. Yeah. So I have 2 girls that have won their sponsorships this year. Brittany Dane, who has placed top 5 twice in the Pro League now. I'm sorry, once. She was 4th and 6th. Yes, 4th and 6th. And then Alexander Braun, who will make her pro debut in the fall. So.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, and actually one of my girls from last year, she won a pro card at Miami Nationals, Jasmine Gonzalez, and she placed top 5 in Toronto. I think she was 9th at Pittsburgh and 7th at New York or something like that. So she's moving her way up too. So
that's impressive.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, Kenny Wallach is a posing coach.
Yes, he is.
I mean, I go see Kenny, and I have no problem calling him a coach. So
yeah. I see him at every one of these shows. Yep.
Yep. So if you're teaching somebody something,
like I said, I mean, I've never, ever tried to take credit for training and diet, because I don't do that. That's not something that I want people to even think that I do, because I don't like it. So like, don't come to me for it.
I'm fully aware. But it's more the truth than saying you're an advisor.
Yeah. Yep.
So, like. If you can't present,
I point them in the right direction. Like I told you, I mean, I consider myself to be like the pageant coach for fitness competitors. So, I tell them how to conduct themselves the day of the show, kind of thing, not have these little, unsportsmanlike outbursts and stuff like that. And also just find the good in every situation when they come out of a show, because as we know, if you don't win it, then the show probably sucked for you. You know what I mean? So you've got to find the good in all of that. You're never going to win every single show, So we try to, through what we do, we try to help these women find ways to find the positives out of every time they compete,
okay, this is one question I would love you to answer. Like, I need what is it backstage with bikini and donuts? Like, we'll have sponsors bring donuts, and by the time we get down there, it's just like all the bikini competitors have already like destroyed the donuts, and they're like running around with them. And it's
I don't know. That's like a trendy thing. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not a donut fan. I'm not. Like I would much rather go out and have like a bowl of ice cream or a hot fudge sundae or something like that, or a big piece of chocolate cake or something. I'm not a donut person, so I'm the wrong girl to ask about that. No, I think just become trendy, kind of like, you know, pizzas become the trendy cheat meal, and burgers and things like that. It's just what's on trend right now. But if I had my choice, I wouldn't grab a donut. That wouldn't be my first thing I grab. So I don't know. You're asking the wrong girl.
see up in the shows here. Steve Cardillo, you know Cardillo weight belts.
Yep.
He's been buying donuts for all the competitors for years.
Well, I think that's an easy way to give back to the competitors at the donuts. I think it was cupcakes a few years ago, and now it's donuts for everyone. You know, that kind of thing. It's just whatever it. I don't know what the trendy thing is. I remember when I first started competing, that's what everybody brought was cupcakes. Cupcakes were backstage. Now you're right. Now cupcakes have kind of gone out, and it's donuts now.
Yeah, because cupcake shops popped up everywhere, like, you know, 5-10 years ago. Now
yeah. Now it's donuts. That's what's on trend right now. Gotta go open your donut shop before it switches to something else. You know.
Yeah, there's gonna be something else now.
Something next. I don't know.
Yeah, brownies are turnovers.
Yeah, right. Pie. I don't know.
No, I could definitely be down with pie.
Yeah. Hey, actually, I'll take a good piece of apple or pumpkin pie over cake any day. I'm a big pie person. I love Thanksgiving. That's like the one big meal that I cook every year is Thanksgiving. Love pie. So yes, I will take that too.
Yeah, I mean, it's ironic that I like that meal and I eat so much turkey during the year, but it's about everything else.
That's funny. That's true, right? And sweet potatoes. Yeah, lots of sweet potatoes. But so what else? What other burning bikini questions?
Yeah. Now, as far as hair and hair color,
Yes.
I've noticed that people tend to say that brunettes do better.
They do. But in my opinion, it's more of a ratio thing, meaning that just the general population, 80% of the general population is brunette and 20% is blonde. So just by simple numbers, you're going to have more brunettes that win versus blondes. That's just how it goes. You know, in the past, I have been told to dye my hair dark. I did. Didn't look bad. It just wasn't me. I'm a blonde. It's what it is. But I think we're seeing an uptrend actually in the blondes that are doing well now. If you take a look at some of the results, blondes are definitely coming up in the ranks. I think for a while there, it was very heavily brunette influenced. And I think it was just a numbers game, to be honest with you. But I don't know, the actual criteria and the trend of bikini and the explosion of bikini has included a lot more diverse looks. So we're seeing all colors, all styles, all across the board. You know? So especially with like the IFBB going into these other countries and stuff, the European influence, I'm seeing a lot of blondes coming from the European influence. So
I noticed that a regional hair, it was a natural redhead. You could tell she was a natural redhead. Physique was fantastic, but she was off-putting because of her color of her suit, the red hair, everything. It just kind of.
I'll be honest, the red hair is difficult. It's very rare that I see like a natural redhead that looks good on stage, and it's just, I think honestly it's because it's against that tan, and it's just not a good color combo. Like the same thing when you're putting on the suits, like you don't want to do an orange suit. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't look good against the tan, you know?
Yeah, it was definitely like you were talking about, like the whole overall eye appeal, the presentation.
Yep.
Now, if anybody wants to contact you, do competitors or coaches contact you?
Yep.
And how would they contact you?
Well, the easiest way is either through my website, or honestly, I send most people through my Instagram, because we're a visual society, obviously. So, you know, people want to go in and check out what I'm doing. And I have a lot of the girls that I work with up on my Shawn Hektor Instagram, and then my website's on there as well. You can go through and you can check that out. I do a referral program for the coaches that I work with. So I do, you know, cash bonuses. I do all sorts of fun trips and prizes. I do that even for the girls that I work with too. So they get paid on their referrals. Like I actually pay my sponsored athletes, you know, that kind of thing. So, it's just, you know, that's the easiest way, I guess, is Instagram, to send people through that way, because they can find everything else if they go through my Instagram, which is at Shawn Hektor on my Instagram. So.
Okay, just a couple questions. One from Christian. What's your take on yellow bikinis?
If you can pull off yellow, go for it. It's a rockin' color if you can pull it off. There are very few girls that can pull it off. A girl like me, I could not pull it off. Girl, let's go back to India. Girl like India can pull it off. You know, there's some darker skinned girls that can really pull off that yellow. And if you can, and that's your color, don't ever change it. It's a beautiful color if you can pull it off.
And Mike asked, do you think figure girls are too hard now?
In my opinion, I think figure has come, it's going a little overboard, in my opinion. Just like everything else, like we talked about earlier. Everything has a tendency to go up, 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 up. You know, you look at the girls that are in the top 5 of the Olympia and things like that, and you see them normally, and these genetics on like Candace Lewis-Carter and Cindy Gillian and stuff are ridiculous. And it's just next to impossible to be able to compete with that. And I think all the other girls are trying to keep up with that kind of look. And if you're not born with it, it's really hard. So, I think Candace and Sydney are fantastic, and I think they'll be battling for the top 2 spots for a long time. Latoya too, but I'll be honest, I think she's a sum of good parts. I think that Candace and Sydney are both put together a little bit better. But I just don't see anybody catching up to those genetics. I just don't. And I think that's kind of where the problem with figure has kind of stemmed from. And you can't fault the girls for just being born that way. You know what I mean?
No, you can't.
You can't. So.
You know, wide clavicles, tiny waist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you can't. It is what it is. And, you know, in order to catch up with that, I think that girls are going a little bit extreme. So. Oh,
Christian has one last question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is it to shoot with JM? His photos are always so amazing.
I love JM. JM and I have shot together for years. It's a lot of fun. People don't realize, I mean, it's kind of like a little family atmosphere. I've talked about this before, you know, that his wife is always there at the shoots. It's always a good time. You know, we go through comic books and all that kind of fun stuff over shooting, and we just have a blast. We talk more than we actually get in front of the camera sometimes, you know, and it's just a good time. Overall, like I said, it's just the experience of it. And I know what the stigma is, and it's completely false, 100% false. You know, it's a lot of fun at the end of the day.
Hell, if I could shoot with him, I would. You know, but he's,
yep,
I'm not that good yet.
Hey, he knows what he's been doing this for quite a while now. It's like 30-something years. He knows what he's doing, you know? Makes it easy, makes it fun. Like I said, and honestly, like behind the scenes, Debbie's kind of the one that calls the shots more than anything else. You know, it's funny. So I love it. Cracks me up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I can't say, like, I've shot with a lot of photographers in this industry, and I'm trying to think if there's been anyone where I've had a bad experience. And I got to be honest, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. In general, you know, most people in this industry are really cool. You know what I mean? They're really fun. They're laid back. Like, it's not this big, seedy, political nothing. It's really not. It's just cool people interacting with one another like you do in everyday life. Like, this is our everyday life. It is not some crazy, like, insider blacklist bullshit stuff. It's not. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but you put in the hard work and you get rewarded. That's pretty much it when it comes to this stuff, you know, and it's pretty cut and dry. But you don't see that until you participate in it. You don't see that until you've gone to the shows and you're around the industry and things like that. People outside of the sport think that there's so much more to all this bullshit, and it's not. It's really not. It's just, and you know, I've been in this industry for almost 10 years now, and I can tell you I've seen from top to bottom, and At the end of the day, every time you go to the shows, it's always the same people you see everywhere you go. It really is, like they talk about the NPCI happy family. It really is. It's the same people that you see everywhere. Put in the work, you get rewarded. That's it.
Like, it's like any other industry. You do well, you know, you work hard, you do well, that's your rewards.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And as far as, you know, photography, NBC News still has the best pictures.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a reason why. That's the hub. That's the place where everybody goes. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. Like, they're the best. They were the first. I don't know if they were the first to market. Obviously, I don't know. Were they the first to market?
I actually think Weeda was back.
Yeah, I'm talking about website though. Like,
They were the first website.
Yeah, I didn't know if they were the first ones, or if it was RX or who it was that came out first. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, they built themselves an empire, really. You know? Yeah. And you got to be pretty damn good if you're going to try and compete. That's all I got to say.
Trust me, I know.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. I just want to say thank you, Shawn, for coming on. Thank you very much.
No problem. That's what I'm here for. So tomorrow, I'm at Masters Nationals, by the way. So that's where I am right now, if you guys didn't know that. So I got a bunch of girls tomorrow. We start at 3 a.m. with hair and makeup and power it through. And then bikini and female bodybuilding tomorrow, and then figures the following day. I don't have any women's physique here, just figure. And then we're out in the middle of the week, which is not typical. You know, like, it's a little weird because I just had a seminar this past Sunday and I only had one day in between to kind of put everything together and come back here. So it's a little odd to be here on a Tuesday, but it is what it is. We roll with the punches.
Yeah, I know. The Masters Nationals is one long show.
Yeah, it is. Thank God I don't have to be here the whole time. That's why I only work with women.
Well, the one thing about the Masters is that I love is that a lot of people have been banging at it for a long time. I mean, these people, you know, being them 35, 45, want it.
Yeah. Yep.
You know,
well, it's amazing to see some of these people get on stage that are over 50. I'm like, Jesus, man. Like, I hope to God I can look like that when I'm over 50. You know what I mean? Like, I know how hard it is to do when I'm in my 30s. You know what I mean? Like, you got to give these girls and guys some major mad respect, because not only are they doing these shows at a very high level, a lot of these women are winning on the local levels in the open. You know what I mean? And then they're coming here, and it's even more difficult here, even if there was an open class, you know what I mean? So seeing that, and then knowing that they're back home with careers, with kids, you know, with real life, you know, this is a hobby. This is something that these women and these men do because they love it, and because they're passionate about it. And it's just amazing to see the kind of work that they're able to put in and the results that they're able to create. You know, I give some mad respect for a lot of these women and men that are here this week.
A woman who was just on, Danielle, she made a few comments. She's 49 years old. She just took all a figure at the Universe.
Yeah.
40 plus, the Open, 35. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I've seen that happen before. Yeah. Yep. That muscle maturity, man, especially for a lot of these women that have been athletes their whole life. I mean, like we were talking about the girls that are trying to keep up with, you know, with Candace and with Sydney and everything like that. For these women that have been doing this their whole life, they have a whole life worth of muscle maturity and mass that they put onto their frame that all they got to do is tweak it in order to make it look good for stage, you know. And I got to tell you, confidence comes with age too. You know, a lot of these older ladies, when they step on stage, will kick every 20-year-old's ass when it comes to confidence. I'm telling you, because they know it. They've been there. They've done that. They know better. You know what I mean? Like, I love seeing some of these women get up there and just kick ass. It's awesome.
Yeah, you can see confidence from 10 rows back.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Girls in their 20s need that liquid courage in order to get that confidence out on the dance floor. The girls that are in their 30s and 40s don't need that.
No, they just rock it because they know what they can do.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. So.
All right. Have a great weekend, Shawn.
Thank you
Hope
so
you
much.
take
I'm gonna
home a
get all the
bunch of
makeup set up.
girlfriends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got 4 girls up for my pro performer giveaway that I mentioned. We got 4 of them up for that these next 2 days. So maybe we'll take one home. We'll see.
Nice. I hope everyone does well. Get more
Thanks so much.
ambassadors, more sponsored
Yeah.
athletes.
Absolutely. Spread the love.
All right.
Cutie
Thank you,
love.
Shawn.
That's one of our catchphrases, the cutie love. We're gonna spread the cutie love.
And thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. This was fun. I had a good time.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a good night, guys.
Bye. All right, everybody. Gonna sign off. This has been East Coast Live, brought to you by IMAG Labs and Muscle Gels, Andro Shred, which I'm wearing right now, Brazilian Tight. IMAG.com and use the code Goon15, save yourself 15% off. Yeah, Michael, that was a great interview. Shawn was fantastic. I couldn't ask for more. Shawn was great. Good night, everybody. Talk to you in a minute, Mike. All right, people, bye.